Hello, welcome to Society of the Snow, aka La Sociedad de la Nieve, a Spanish film, Oscar contender, nominated for 2 Oscars, directed by Juan Antonio Bayona, and yeah, it's a real story, which I heard of, but I know almost nothing about, I would say. Yeah, it's about a rugby team who crashed in the mountains in the Andes, in Chile, and they were coming from Uruguay. Yeah, and they crashed, and they have to survive. That's all I know. I know that there's a film, an American film about it, which I've not seen, not even ever heard of before. Yeah, but I decided to watch this because this would be more authentic because it comes from Spain and it's in Spanish, and yeah, more realistic, I would say. Like I said, nominated for 2 Oscars, Best International Feature Film and Best Makeup. That's interesting because that means that their faces will change over time because they have nothing to eat and nothing to drink, but I think they can drink snow, but I don't know, and that's right. Yeah, so I have to see. I don't know. Adventure, drama, history, a Netflix production, which is good, which means this is widely available, and yeah, 2.5 hours. So yeah, I would say that's it, and let's rock.
El 13 de octubre de 1972, un avión uruguayo se estrelló en la cordillera de los Andes. A bordo viajábamos 40 pasajeros y 5 tripulantes.
40 passengers.
¿Qué pasa cuando el mundo te abandona? Cuando no tenés ropa y te estás congelando. Cuando no tenés comida y te estás muriendo. La respuesta está en la montaña.
Okay. Interesting opening, very philosophical. And I noticed a very wide framing, the wide frame. And it's probably used because of the nature shots. So you can capture more of the nature.
En un par de meses te vas a recibir. Vas a empezar a trabajar sin parar. Vas a ser el mejor abogado de todo Montevideo y vamos a estar orgullosos de vos. Pero vos vas a hacer tu vida y yo la mía. ¿Te pusiste a pensar que este puede ser el último viaje que podemos hacer juntos?
This one actor kind of reminds me of Adam Driver. I don't know, maybe because of the eyes. Santiago. So this must be the spot between Santiago and what was it? Mendoza. In between these.
La mayoría son jóvenes como yo, criados con cariño en casas cerca del mar. Para algunos de ellos, este es el primer viaje lejos de su hogar.
The first trip. The plane crash is so rare. Imagine it's your first trip. But it's so beautiful. It looks like heaven, but if you try to survive there, it's hell. Very low already. Sheesh. Wow. That was so well done. All the bones crackling. So I guess many of them are injured.
Hola. Nos caímos en la montaña, somos uruguayos. Nos caímos en la montaña, ¿alguien me escucha? ¿Te funciona o no? ¿Eh? ¿Eh? ¿De qué hablas? ¿Qué es Curicó?
Okay, interesting. I have to look that up afterwards, where Curicó lies.
La noche cae como una emboscada. En pocos minutos la temperatura baja a 30 grados.
And it's already cold. Oh, sheesh. It's freezing live. I mean, instant. I mean, that's already minus degrees Celsius. And then 30 degrees drop. And there's nothing. Nothing but snow. And rocks. And not to mention the cold. This is probably the harshest conditions to survive. And I have a terrible feeling. Because at some day they have to eat something. And the only thing they can possibly eat are the dead people.
Busca en el equipaje si encontrás comida. Lo que sea, lo guardás todo en una sola valija.
Okay, at least they have a little bit. Wow.
¡Movió la sala! ¿Lo vieron? ¿Lo vieron? ¡Movió la sala!
Wow. That cut. From pure joy to pure disappointment.
Los Andes son inmensos. Seguramente organizan la búsqueda de alguna forma. Por zonas. Ayer estaban acá. Los vimos pasar arriba nuestro. Hoy los escuchamos, pero no los vimos. Seguramente están buscando en otra zona.
Si nos siguen buscando es que no nos vieron.
So they searched that area but didn't see them, though. So that means they won't come back. Probably. So well shot. And that music.
El avión no se ve.
Wow. That far. And they're not even that far, considering how big that area is. The sound is also well done in this film. There's total silence, just the footsteps, and when he's where he was eating. Nothing else. Nothing. No distraction from anything, because there is none. A very realistic portrait.
Que anoche se le acercó para decirle que no se va a morir de hambre. No voy a morirme de hambre. Que si hace falta se come los cuerpos. Si hace falta me como los cuerpos.
Si queremos vivir, tenemos que estar vivos. Y para estar vivos hay que comer.
Yeah, that's right. But I think they have, in order to not die from eating the people, they have to cook them very good. Because otherwise, it's deadly, I think. Or you can get real sick or something like that. But I'm not sure. Wow. Already lost huge amount of weight after a few days.
Esto es un cementerio. Yo no me voy a quedar acá.
Interesting. Nine days.
Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos del mal. Amén. Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo.
They're already eating the bodies? But raw. I have a bad feeling about that. I think it's because of the protein. They probably get very sick. No information. Search has ended. Wow.
El Servicio Aéreo de Rescate de Chile informó que en 34 accidentes aéreos ocurridos en los Andes jamás hubo sobrevivientes.
Wow. And how they filmed it. They really captured, in the way they filmed it, the desperation and yeah, all that. Wow. So that means they have to go and hope for the best.
Subimos a buscar la cola del avión, sin avisar a nadie, improvisando. Hay que encontrar las baterías para hacer funcionar la radio.
Ah. Yeah, right. To try to send a message, so they know. And how thick the snow is. To the knees. That takes so much energy to step through that. Energy they don't have.
Apenas podemos avanzar y la noche nos atrapa.
They could lose some limbs when they freeze that way. That shot.
Cuanto mayor es el esfuerzo por salir, más fuerte golpea la montaña.
In all that misery, there's always some beauty in it, also.
Entrena cada día con una obsesión. Detrás de esa montaña están los valles verdes de Chile. Treparla es un suicidio.
And the worst part is, you don't even know how far away that is. It can be on that one mountain or like 20 of them. Oh no. Sheesh. And again, no sound. Just that digging. And again, this is so well filmed, so intense. But no. Another one? What the fuck? Man. And now the whole plane is covered in snow. Wow. The slide.
Pará, Numa. Pará, Numa.
Ay. But wasn't there light? Now there's light. Huh. It's like back from the dead. Oh man, this could lead to an infection.
Hay que salir ya. Miren el sol.
Hay que esperar.
And all the digging
¿Esperar a qué? A estar preparado.
also takes energy.
¿Qué pasa si nos agarra una tormenta? Tienen que subir las temperaturas. No se puede pasar ni una noche a la intemperie.
That could be a good strategy to wait until it's warmer, but they still have nothing to eat. So it's a race against time.
Somos 4 voluntarios.
Only 4,
Bajamos
okay.
para el lado de Argentina.
Interesting.
Numa, ¿estás bien?
It's infected, is this?
Está infectada.
That's bad. Real bad.
Estuvimos caminando hacia el este unas 2-3 horas. Hasta que de repente detrás de una loma apareció la cola.
Oh. Chocolate. Huh. Sugars and fat. Very important.
Pasamos una noche a la intemperie. Y sobrevivimos de milagro. Pero encontramos las baterías del avión.
Batteries! Yo! So maybe they can call for help.
Roy está muy débil y duda que esa radio funcione.
Dale, Roy. Metele que no hay tiempo.
Tiene mucho miedo. Pero se la juega por el grupo.
And again, beautiful shot. Wow. You can really see the clouds. The mountains in the clouds.
Somos los uruguayos que caímos en los Andes. ¿Me escuchan? Estamos acá. ¡Hola! Hola.
Maybe they received it already? That message? But couldn't answer?
Las raciones de comida no alcanzan y saqueamos los huesos. Lo que al principio parecía impensable se convirtió en habitual.
Man.
Mitad y mitad. No te rindas ahora.
No me estoy rindiendo, Pancho. Me estoy muriendo.
You can really see that the actors lost some weight. He died? Wow.
Me llamo Numa. Morí el 11 de diciembre de 1972.
Interesting. That's so unusual that the narration was done by a dead man. I was so sure that he survived. Expedition West. It's so high. Let me guess, more mountains. Oh, of course.
Es solo atravesar el valle. ¿Qué puede ser? 10, 12 días.
Me estás pidiendo que muera contigo.
Yo estoy pidiendo que me acompañes.
If he thinks he dies, so what's the difference if he dies walking or if he dies at the plane? And while he walks, there's always hope and a chance to survive. Man, and that zoomed in shot shows how far away these mountains actually are. That always looks so close. Like in the beginning from the film, where they first walked away. And they said, wow, we can't even see the plane from here. And they weren't that far away. I mean, they were, but you couldn't see it. And that shot, the lighting, I love that. The colors. And that's so high. And so much energy is needed. And that's even crazier. All that energy for that trip they have from their dead friend. Oh no, the food is not good anymore. But wait! Flowing water. And animals.
Nando.
So they're close. Yo!
¡Ayuda!
They made it. They actually made it. Oh, after all that time, real food again. What a scene. I have goosebumps. And again, the music in this film is so good.
Cuerpos esqueléticos quemados por el sol. La mugre de sus pieles.
And that's all real, right? The actors did lose that much weight.
Los periódicos hablan de los héroes de los Andes. Pero ellos no se sienten héroes.
Most of the time, heroes don't feel like heroes.
Sigan cuidándose unos a otros. Y cuéntenle a todos lo que hicimos en la montaña.
That's it? Wow. Okay. So that means that the after credits, it's like 15 minutes. Ooh. But what a film. So emotional and impactful. And that music again. So sad and thoughtful. Despite its, let's say, happy end. Because they survived, got rescued. But so many died. And it's all true. It all happened. I don't know how accurate this film is, but I guess it's pretty much accurate. I think that's this kind of film that will stick for a while, a few days after. So much to process. So well done in so many aspects. From the cinematography, the acting, the music, the editing, directing, top notch. All the pictures from the real survivors. I mean, not only the survivors, the one that died. Okay, Netflix says, now stop watching. Watch the next one. Okay, alright. That means that's it. And yeah, see you at the review. Alright, that was it. That was Society of the Snow, aka La Sociedad de la Nieve. What a film. That was such an experience. It was so impactful. It was emotional, intense, authentic, and so well done in so many ways. It had great camera work, great editing, music, also the directing, the writing, and all that. And it only was nominated for 2 Oscars, for makeup and Best International Feature. And my question is, where's the nomination for Best Film? I mean, it really would deserve more nominations. Yeah, and the ones it's nominated for, Best Makeup, I think that the competition is too high in that category, so it probably won't win in that. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure, of course. Yeah, and Best International Feature, I mean, it could win. But if, for example, The Zone of Interest is nominated in Best International Feature and Best Film, and this one not, would it win? I don't know. That would be a surprise, actually. But I can picture it winning. Even though I have to see the other ones. The only one from that category I've seen so far is the Teacher's Lounge. Also very, very good. Yeah, but the rest, not. Not yet. But I will. As I said before in my other videos, the other two, that my plan is to watch everything. Every single film. If it's available in time. Before the ceremony. I will watch 6 on the channel. So 3 to go. And the rest I will see with a friend who's also interested in watching the Oscar nominated films. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, and this one is actually one of the best I've watched so far. Definitely. Yeah, and like I said, it was so emotional and intense. And it surprised me on some details, because what was very unusual was the narration. And it turned out that the one who narrated the film died. I mean, I had the impression before I watched the film that a handful could survive, like 3 or 4, and I was so sure that he was one of them, but he wasn't actually. And I have to Google something, because I was also under the impression that people who eat other people had a high chance dying. Oh. Alright, I found something. Here it says, the most dangerous side effect is kuru, which occurs in the consumption of human brains. Kuru is a prion, a type of incurable progressive neurodegenerative disorder. This means that the disease affects the brain and spine, worsening as time goes on. The term kuru literally translates to the shivering. Once the tremors begin, you have entered the last stage before death. And that's interesting, because the guy in the end, in the hospital bed, he was shivering. So I wonder if this is because of that. Prions. Which is, in fact, a protein. And it can cause fatal brain damage. Yeah, interesting. So the ones that survived were actually pretty lucky. And I wonder how many of them actually died from this. That wasn't shown in the film, but that would be very interesting to know. Yeah, and in the beginning, the narrator said that some people consider it a disaster and some a miracle. But it was indeed a miracle, I would say, that some of them survived. Just because of the cold, of the massive cold, I would say. And that one scene at the beginning, like the water froze instantly. Instantly, you could see it freeze, and they were out there for so long. That's really impressive, isn't it? Man, it was like living in a beautiful hell, I would say. It looked so beautiful, and everything was so peaceful. Even the sound and how they portrayed it in the film was so good. Because if you're out there, you hear nothing. There's no sonic that comes back at you or anything. And they did a pretty good job to bring that feeling over. But the conditions were so hard that I would consider this a miracle that they survived. And now I feel the desire to know more about what actually happened. So I'll probably watch some documentaries after that and read more about it, because that's really interesting. And here's some trivia. Filmed in chronological order to allow the actors to steadily lose weight to accurately portray the effects of starvation. That's also impressive from the actor's side. And this is also interesting. The movie depicts the flight crashing on the same day it left Uruguay. In real life, the flight actually had to make an overnight stopover in Mendoza due to bad weather over the Andes. Argentinian law states that the foreign military aircraft is only allowed on the soil for 24 hours, so the pilots either had to return to Uruguay or continue to Chile. The next day, the pilots decided that although the weather over the Andes was not perfect, it had improved enough to continue to Chile. This leg of the trip was the one that led to the accident. So it wasn't that accurate, the film, actually. And some details, at least. Or this one. Since the survivors at the time believed that they crashed in Chile, they traveled west 38 miles or 61 kilometers, thinking it would lead them quicker to civilization. Unknown to them at the time, they were still in Argentina, where just 13 miles or 20 kilometers east was an abandoned hotel that would have offered better shelter, which connected to the road and parallels a river leading into a nearby town. Wow, interesting. So they traveled 3 times more than they had to, actually, because of not knowing where they were. Man. And the last one. 50 years after the plane crash, climate change left the mountains without snow, allowing them to find more remains of the plane that were previously covered by it. Interesting. So there's almost no snow anymore. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, I would say. I don't know what else to say. That it was great. Yeah. And it would have deserved more nominations, in my opinion. In the end, it was a really great depiction of what happened. Very realistic. And, oh yeah, and I've also liked the fact that they showed the names from all the victims and also the survivors, I think. So yeah, to honor them, and they're not forgotten. I like that detail. So hats off to everyone involved making this film. And yeah, that's it. I have nothing more to say. And I guess I see you at the next Oscar-nominated film. So, bye-bye. Hello, welcome to the Society of the Snow. The Society? Society of the Snow, okay. Hello, welcome to the Society. Ah, fuck. Okay. That's it. Bye-bye.